Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it. And yes, most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them. Look, you're gonna make mistakes. You gotta own them. Then you gotta make amends. And then you gotta move on. Guilt and regret kills many a man before their time. So turn the page, get off the ride. You are the author of the book of your life. Turn that page.
He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
You're born with a gift. If not that, then you get good at something along the way. And what you're good at, you don't take for granted. You don't betray it.
There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want.
So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. Keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress.
We do our best when our destinations are beyond the measurement, when our reach continually exceeds our grasp, and when we have immortal finish lines. And when we do this, the race is never over. The journey has no port. The adventure never ends because we are always on the way. So do this, and let somebody else come up and tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you scored.
The high performance people, the kids that are on the Hall of Fame, my Hall of Fame, have 4 or 5 characteristics. I'm going to name just 2 or 3 of them. Number 1, they give up social media, unless they're selling on it. Number 2, they work at a standing desk. Everybody understand a standing desk? Standing desk. Number 3, they have a treadmill under the desk and it goes at 4 kilometers an hour. 4 kilometers seems to be the maximum where you can still work and do a standing desk. Number 4, they work out 3 to 5 times a week between 30 and 60 minutes a day. Not for 6 packs, not for 4 or 7 or 8% body fat, but just to be generally fit. And last but not least, they eat healthy. That means different things to different people. Doesn't mean vegan, doesn't mean vegetarian. Some just eat meat. But 90% of all my high-performance kids do all those things I just mentioned. And the last thing, or the 6th thing, is they make all their employees, their family, their wife, their kids, their parents, accountable. Mom, is this an important call? I'll talk to you over the weekend. Thanks, Mom. Click. Dad, are you in the hospital with a heart attack? It's not? Okay, I'll call you over the weekend. Click. Our children have to call with one of my 4 assistants to make an appointment with me to get me on the phone. Guys like us, we live in the moment. I can't fix what you did wrong before you got here. If I get down in the hole with you, the hole, desperation that most of you live in, I can't help you. I can only, from the time you got here forward, I can change some of your belief systems. if you're 30 years old, you've been around about 250,000 hours. Well, this week can change those 250,000 hours if you immerse yourself. Now, you've heard the guys and the gals so far say they immerse themselves. They use different words. The French girl said it a little differently. But it has to be an obsession. You have to be, I already said this, you have to be like a born-again Christian. You got to be totally. And for those 2 or 3 of you that got some money, that's very hard to do because you're already happy. You're already in your comfort zone. And you've been in your comfort zone a long time. You want to make more money as long as I don't have to take any risk. That's basically it. For those of you who got a few bob. And the system will work. It's not going to work in, like Josh did, but it'll work. Most of you need improvisation. You should go take free classes in acting at a junior college or a college. Second, join Rotary. And I tell everybody this, Rotary, and you want to be on one or two committees. You want to be on the finance committee and you want to be on the membership committee. Why? Because if anybody's worth coming through the front door, you're going to see them. And you're going to also see how much money they're worth. Some guys look better than they really are. Rotary, okay? And Toastmasters, you want to not just sit, because there's two or three classifications of Toastmaster. You want the one that participates, where they say, this is a gold bar, sell it to me. That part, not the one to just sit back there and review everything. Toastmasters, because your communication skills, they're not for what you're doing now. But you don't get to be a billionaire if you can't talk. Remember, leadership is me getting you to do what I want you to do when I want you to do it. And now the good news is 98% of the high performance people on the planet are all introverts. You got a chance. Only 2% of us are extroverts. And only 10% of that 2% are alpha males, like me. If your communication skills get 5% as good as mine, it's an instant billionaire. 5% as good as mine, it's an instant billionaire. Just like 2,000, 5%, you're an instant billionaire. Right now, there's nobody that has a 0.5% as good as my communication skills. Napoleon Hill, he didn't say, just do it. He said, action is the real measure of intelligence. So what's the corollary to that? Corollary is a big word, I understand. What's the opposite of that? Inaction is for meatheads. And why do we not take action? Because we're afraid, we want to be liked. Almost everybody in this room is a pleaser. And if I call you a pleaser, that means you're spineless. You know you're pleasers. There's a method to our madness of the questions we ask you. What's the highest performance thing you've ever done in your life? What's the highest performance thing your partner or wife has done in their life? What's the highest performance thing that your kids have ever done in their life?